5. Lobha, greed. Lobha is greed, i.e., craving for sensual pleasure, but wanting to attain nibbana, wanting to get Dhamma, wanting to be learned, wanting wealth for giving charity to the poor, are not lobha. They are called desire, chanda, which will be dealt with later. Other terms for greed. Lobha is also termed pema or tanha or raga or samudaya. The term pema is used for the love exchange between sons and daughters, brothers and sisters, husbands and wives, or members of the family, relatives, etc. Therefore, pema means sincere love. This kind of sincere love is also called sanyojana, which means binding. Sanyojana binds one person to another as a rope does. It makes one inseparable from the other. The five senses, namely sight, sound, smell, taste, and touch, are sensuous objects, desired and cherished by people. They are called kama guna. Kama means desirable, guna means courts. Like hunger and thirst, intense desire for these desirable objects that surpass ordinary wish is called tanha. One who hankers after another of the opposite sex is labeled mad with lust. Tanha means craving or hunger. Of the five sensuous objects, bodily touch, sexual union is the most longed for, when it is called lust, raga. Raga also means clinging or attachment for something. Just as color fastening on dyed cloth, raga is lobha, which cling to a person. These are not literal meanings. They are classified according to common usage. In the classification of the Four Noble Truths, lobha is termed samudaya. It means the cause of suffering to be. All beings who cannot do away with lobha have to wander round and round in the cycle of rebirths, accompanied by suffering. The suffering, immense or petty, being undergone both by all beings, originates in this tanha, lobha or samudaya. Therefore, the more intense the greed, the more severe the suffering, and vice versa. If there is no greed, there is no suffering at all. The mind, which arises with lobha, is called the greedy mind, craving mind, lustful mind, or bonded mind. Persons with such minds are called the greedy, the craving, the lustful, or the fettered. Greed does not get diminished. If greed, which is called craving or lust, is not controlled by Dhamma and allowed to go on by itself, it will never get diminished. As the protruding horn of a calf grows longer and longer as it grows older, the greed of a man, which accompanies him since the embryonic stage, increases with age. The aged who cannot control are blamed with the words, "The hair not drops with size, foolishness grows with age." Drinking salty water. Since birth, children begin to love their parents, relatives, and friends, etc. As they grow old, they develop fondness and affection for playmates and friends. As they are being led by basic instinct, they become thirstier and thirstier for love, as they had drunk salty water. Then they drink it again and again and become more and more thirsty. Being thirsty for sensuous objects, they indulge in it as they are unable to see the impending sufferings. They swirl about merrily in the sea of love. Love, love. The more they love, the more they are insatiated. Just as they cannot quench their thirst by drinking salty water. Love, Pema, Tanha, turns a blind eye to one's defects. Expecting happiness through love, one nurtures love. This is the way of love, the nature of love. An ancient poem. How Lobha leads to the four woeful abodes. Just as the smallest particle of a stone sinks in water, even petty greed can lead to the four woeful worlds if not supported by wholesome deeds. Therefore, there are many people who have become Vedas, miserable ghosts, because of attachment to one's spouse, sons, daughters, or wealth, while on the deathbed. At the time of Lord Buddha, a bhikkhu became a lice after his death because of attachment to his new robe. It is said that he was emancipated from licehood only after 7 days. Lobha will not lead to the four woeful worlds if supported by wholesome deeds. Even though there is attachment, pema, tanha, for each other, people will not be thrown to the lower woeful worlds if they get the support of wholesome deeds. For example, a stone sinks in water, but will float if carried on a boat. Therefore, in Jataka stories, there are instances of those who are not yet free from Tanha Pema, becoming close partners to fulfill perfections, parami, together. Point to ponder. Having established a harmonious relationship, husband and wife do not want to part with each other. They want to fulfill perfections, parami, together and attain nibbana. A good lady, Sumedha by name, made a wish to be always together with the Bodhisattva Sumedha. Mahakassapa to be and Mebada to be did the same. They fulfilled their parami together for many eons. Are these instances of wish, chanda, which will be dealt with hereafter, or of tanha, pema? It needs to be pondered upon. Verdict. Indeed, the persons in the stories are good virtuous people. The wish to associate with the virtuous is kusala chanda, wholesome willful desire. They are also persons of morality who are practicing parami. In the Pali Canon, mention is made thus: the wish of the virtuous is always fulfilled. Through chanda, everything is accomplished. Therefore, even though they may have had tanha bhema, which bind them together, because of their strong chanda, wholesome wish, the bodhisattva, etc., became partners in fulfilling parami together, as determined by the wholesome deeds they had performed. Bhikkhus, the wish of the virtuous is so pure that it will be fulfilled. Anguttara Nikaya